Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Max and today we're going to be starting kind of a new kind of cast video. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, it is really late at night. My device is at 1% and I'm deciding to record, so this is extremely risky. So far I've done some challenges and some miscellaneous stuff like townie makeovers and just random videos. But I'm gonna be starting a In the Sims series, for lack of a better term. So what we're gonna be doing in this is basically just taking a bunch of stuff and just making characters from it in The Sims. Or creating like Sims out of inanimate things. So I have a pretty good list of things that I want to do, including a bunch of like childhood things I really liked, including this video. Some like current fandoms I'm part of, mostly video games. Some things that have to do with nature and zodiac signs and like elements and stuff. We have like the personality types and also a bunch of stuff related to music. Today we are going to be making My Little Pony characters as Sims. A little bit of a throwback for a lot of us, I believe. And we are actually going to be splitting this series into 4 parts. Today we are starting with Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Fluttershy, and a bonus Spike. I don't like Spike that much, so I put him in this video so I could get him over with. I'm sure everybody knows everything about My Little Pony at this point. Like, I, for some reason, believe that my audience probably intersects a lot with the people who watched My Little Pony as a kid. I don't know why, I just get that impression. I love My Little Pony, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't technically still watch it. I for a little while did, and the only reason I don't know is because I don't have time. But I started binge watching the whole series because it's on YouTube. Little tip for you. And it's just like kind of become like a comfort thing. It's actually like a pretty funny show, and it just got some good stuff. It's got the kid stuff, you know, but I'm gonna be honest, I just don't care that much. So we're gonna actually start talking about the characters. There's something so fun about recreating the characters specifically as people. I love when people draw it, and I would draw it, but I don't have time. So I'm sorry, this has been a little all over the place. I haven't even talked about the actual thing that you're seeing on screen yet. I feel like when people do end up recreating the main 6 especially, there's a very specific look each of them typically looks like, and I've pretty much just fit right into that because I agree with it very much. If you look at the different images from different people's interpretations, they all look the same. For the most part, because it just makes sense, you know? So it's not like a crazy groundbreaking thing, this video, but so Twilight, as we all know, is a scholar, I guess you could say. That's kind of her hobby. Her hobby is books. She lives in a library. That tends to happen. She has that owl, so she really just does lean into that nerd stuff, and I love that for her. So with Twilight, she there's the elements of harmony. If you don't watch My Little Pony, they're basically just like these pendant things. They're not pendant things. They just are represented by pendants that they wear around their necks. Little pony necks. I'm oversimplifying it a lot, but basically each of the main 6 represent one of the elements, and Twilight is the element of magic. All the others are like values, so I think it's kind of funny that hers is magic, because magic kind of means nothing when it comes to personality. She's a nerd, and she was never good at making friends before the series started. The series starts with her going into Bonervale, which she is not used to, doesn't feel that place at all, really not great at making friends, and she doesn't really know if she wants to. And I get it. When I first watched it, I think I thought she was annoying. I actually don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure I thought she was annoying. But rewatching, she does try to pull the group together a lot, and I understand her stress over so many things. Like, she gets stressed. She gets really stressed. But it's like, I get really stressed. So, like, I don't think I can hold that against her. I think I really like how she turned out. I tried really hard with her hair. I wanted to make sure she had all the proper colors and everything. I do think, I don't know why I made her so skinny. There's nothing wrong with her being skinny, but that's just like not how I imagined her, so I don't know what was going through my brain. It's not that big of a deal, so I just won't think about it too much. Let's talk about Applejack now. So, this sim turned out amazing, in my opinion. Applejack is the element of honesty. I don't particularly know how that actually fits into her personality because she's not like a liar or anything. I just can't remember when she's like truly super honest. But I also, again, I haven't watched it in like months because, so anyway, she has some pretty interesting relationship dynamics with some of the characters, like Rarity and Rainbow specifically. I think that Rarity and Applejack are very different, so there's like multiple episodes of them beefing, but there's also multiple episodes of Applejack and Rainbow beefing because they're very similar. A little bit off topic, but speaking of beefing all the time, the characters, the main six were like, they kind of fight a lot. Or maybe not fight, but they're just a little bit misunderstanding of each other sometimes. And it's a little frustrating sometimes to watch. But like it's actually okay because I don't know what else, because the whole thing is about friendship. So I feel like dealing with relationship conflicts, that's just part of it. Sometimes they can all be jerks. Except for Pinky, I'm gonna be honest, she's never really done anything, and sometimes people just really underestimate her, but that's a topic for a different video. Now we are on to Fluttershy. Now, I love Fluttershy, always love Fluttershy, and she also, like Pinky, has never done anything wrong ever, actually. It's the other four, I think. Applejack and Pinky are completely innocent in this, but the other four can be a little problematic. But like, they're okay, they're good. Like, I still love them. Fluttershy is very unproblematic. She's got the element of kindness, of course she does. She's a cutie. So Applejack is, as her name suggests, she works at an orchard farm thing. She typically does the manual labor part of it. She doesn't really do like gardening or anything, but she typically is the one, you know, getting those apples down from the tree. She's strong. She's very country. Maybe too country sometimes, but Fluttershy is a veterinarian, but also just an animal caretaker, which is funny because she is an animal. When I was a kid, I always chose like a favorite of like every series, and it was almost always the animal loving character because they always have like one generic thing that they got going on for them, which isn't like completely true. They have other stuff going on too, but typically their hobby is like the thing that their entire life is surrounded around, and their personality and everything. I always chose either the animal lover or the sports enthusiast, which I don't know why that is because I hate sports. Fluttershy is wonderful, and I had an epiphany. Zinnia, my bubblegum generation of the Chromatic Legacy Challenge, she's my founder. She's wonderful. She's super cute. She loves animals, and she's very pink. She would love Fluttershy. Fluttershy would love her. They would literally be best friends. Like, it would be crazy. They probably could pass for the same person sometimes, I think. Fluttershy, I don't have much to say about her. She's just very good character. Love her. I really like her color palette. I'm realizing that her color palette's actually kind of the same as Pinky's. And I know that that's kind of like a weird thing to say because, yeah, they both have pink hair, but Pinky is mostly just pink, but if she has anything else going on, it's yellow and blue, and Fluttershy is the same except it's a little bit different yellows and blues, but it's still just something worth noting. I'm going to talk about Spike now before I run out of time, and it's going to be quick. I find him really annoying. I couldn't tell you exactly why. He's just like this annoying, pestering teenage nephew for Twilight, or something like that. That is really weird. What I mean is, he acts like a teenage boy. He really does. He is obsessed with Rarity too, which is weird. Which is weird because he's just weird about it. He's just a greedy, gem-loving, slotty kleptomaniac, honestly. So I don't like him. I made him in The Sims. I'll get over it. Now let's move on to talking about something else other than Spike. Let me know if you like Spike, because I have actually never gotten anybody else's opinion on him ever, so I actually have no idea what anybody feels about him. I don't know what anybody feels about anything, to be honest, because I don't pay attention to. I probably should, but I don't. So the shows that have like this crew of girls, typically 5 or 6, who are really close, was like peak girlhood when I was a kid, and is such a sacred type of show for me when I was younger. And a ton of the like kid shows that I'm going to be going over, such as obviously MLP, Winx, Tinkerbell, Lego Friends, like all of that stuff. Super similar, and you could like kind of tie, each character has a very typical stereotype so that somebody could relate to at least one of the characters. If somebody really likes animals, they'd really relate to the animal liking character, and it kind of covered all the grounds and made it generic enough so everybody could relate. I think that was kind of the purpose of it, but it was also meant to be about like friendship and stuff. And I also really like those kind of shows, because the shows are like pretty interesting, and specifically MLP, because this is the only one I've actually rewatched, is actually kind of really funny. Like, and it doesn't have a focus around, this is gonna sound stupid, but boys and romance. I know they're horses, but like, I just like to focus on the main character's friendships. I don't really have a strong talking point for that one. I think I really like this type of show because it's easy to watch. It's so easy to watch. So yeah, as I said, the shows that have this crew of girls who were really close was like peak girlhood, and it's such a sacred type of show for me. Especially like the way it is. I like where there's so many episodes, and the amount of them that involve romance and just like filler relating to relationships that really doesn't mean anything, because in these shows, like, it's a kid show, and there absolutely can be relationships in kid show, but it's way more useful to those kids to get a bunch of stuff about friendship out of the show. I don't know how to explain it. I just think it's really nice. I've only really seen some like recreations of like, Strawberry Shortcake recreations. There might be like a Friends one, I don't know. There's obviously another gen of My Little Pony that I know nothing about because I don't care at all. And there's like new gens of everything, and they're all terrible, I think. But at least what I can remember. I haven't really seen many new shows that have that kind of energy, and I hope that either kids are watching, like, older, they're not older shows, but like, if a kid is like 5 years old now, I hope they're watching My Little Pony. I hope they always do, or something like it. But I haven't seen anything new that's really like that has like all of the characters that have generic enough interests where everybody can relate, but they're not that generic characters, and they actually have a lot going on, and so just a good show. I think it's a good show. I haven't seen much of that recently, but I also am not, admittedly, a small child, and I don't really watch TV anymore because I don't have time. So I actually have no idea if I'm right, but although when it comes to like the romance stuff, I know that there was like little itty bitty bits, and sometimes people love to cling on to those. When I was searching for like reference images for Twilight, I stumbled across like a concerning amount of AI generated images of Twilight Sparkle and some random dude that everybody was shipping her with. He had like 5 minutes of screen time in one of the Equestrian Girls movies, and everybody just ran with it. I have no idea who that guy is, but the AI images have to stop. The stupidest. That's so stupid. As I said, really enjoy that the show is mostly about friendship, so I'm kind of really on the fence about like shipping any of the characters, because that isn't what the show is about, and it's not always necessary, and they're horses. And that's like kind of the biggest thing. They are horses. But I think it is worth noting that before I knew anything about myself, I definitely thought certain characters were together, and there actually has been like some canon stuff that has gone on. Like in the finale, where they reunite, strong implications that Applejack and Rainbow are like together. And not only that, there is multiple like legitimate queer couples in the background. Like there is a pony getting proposed to by another pony lady. Like that is something that happens. But as I said, I didn't know anything about the existence, honestly, of queer relationships yet, because I was very young and I didn't know anything, actually. But, okay, we'll get to it later, but there is a character whose equestrian girl form, her human form, was literally probably my gay awakening. I didn't realize it, but, like, definitely was, so stay tuned. But as I said, I don't want to go crazy with this shipping because it just doesn't feel right, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. So again, stay tuned. I'm being weird, I'm sorry. So as I said, this is the main 6 part 1, and in the next one we're going to be having the other 3, as well as 2 additional characters who are honestly not that important to the story, and they don't get that much screen time, but I do love them so much. They're going to be made next episode. The 3rd video, as I said, will be royalty, and the 4th will be villains. Not all of them are super evil, but they were villains for at least like 1 episode. So I hope you're looking forward to it. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my makeovers and my voiceover, even though my voiceover was frankly quite dumb. I am genuinely hoping that you guys have a fantastic day. I would always suggest going back to watch some My Little Pony if you have some nostalgia for it, because it can be very fun. I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.